Welcome back to J-irie Caribbean, your definitive Caribbean channel, where we explore the beauty, culture, and today's challenges of the Caribbean. Today, we dive into an important topic that affects the daily lives of many residents and visitors alike: the cost of living and the impending crisis. The cost of living in a country reflects the amount of money needed to sustain a comfortable standard of living, including expenses such as housing, food, transportation, and healthcare. The rising cost of living around the world has become a topic of concern for many, and unfortunately, the Caribbean too has been grappling with the challenges posed by inflation, limited resources, and stagnating wages. Throughout this video, we'll strive to present an objective and comprehensive view of the cost of living crisis, drawing upon reliable data on current prices on a basket of goods and taking into account the average salaries in each country. So sit back, relax, and immerse yourself in the captivating beauty and complexity of the Caribbean as we embark on this eye-opening journey where we'll unveil the intricate details of the economic landscape and highlight the 10 most expensive Caribbean countries to live in as we gain some insights into the cost of living crisis. Together, we can begin to uncover the solutions that will make a positive difference in the lives of the people who call these islands their home. Before we get into the details, it is important to understand the ranking and how it works. We will be referencing the Comparison Worldwide Cost of Living Index by World Data. The index uses two main components. The first is the cost of a basket of goods. This is similar to how inflation is calculated, and in fact, it's the same basket of goods as used by inflation metrics. Second is the average monthly income. Do not confuse this with a wage or salary. It is calculated from the gross national income per capita. These two numbers are compared to determine what is the cost of living in each country. That is, the average income per person. How affordable is the basket of goods? World Data has taken the average cost of living inside the USA for 2022 as the base of the index of 100. This is useful as it makes it easier to compare all other countries to each other. So without further ado, let us get started. Starting our list at number 10, we highlight the rising economic giant in the south of the Caribbean, that is, Guyana. While the cost of living in Guyana can vary depending on factors such as location, lifestyle, and personal preferences, in general, Guyana offers a relatively affordable cost of living compared to many other Caribbean countries. However, it is important to note that certain expenses such as housing and imported goods can still contribute to the overall cost. Guyana has a cost of living index score of 61.7, meaning it is about 40% cheaper to live in Guyana when compared to the United States. Guyana, however, still faces challenges, particularly in areas such as transportation costs, housing costs, and imported goods. However, with careful budgeting and planning, individuals can comfortably manage the cost of living in Guyana while enjoying the country's rich cultural heritage and natural beauty. Next on our list at number 9, we have Belize, a tropical paradise in Central America which offers a unique cost of living that appeals to both locals and expatriates. The cost of living in Belize is generally affordable, making it an attractive destination for those seeking a laid-back lifestyle amid stunning natural landscapes. The cost of living index score is similar to that of Guyana, with an index value of only 2 points above at 63.4. There are no major sectors in which the price of goods or services is exorbitant because the country's cost of living is relatively low, and the fact that it is the only English-speaking country in Central America, the country often attracts expatriates, making it an ideal location for those interested in relocating. Moving on, we come to a country with a complicated history and an even more complicated economic environment: Cuba at number 8. The unique cost of living in Cuba is shaped by various factors. The biggest of these factors is the United States trade embargo against Cuba, which is the longest trade embargo in modern history, being imposed back in 1958. This embargo means that certain products can be costly in the country, particularly American-made goods, vehicles, machinery and parts, and other large purchase items like appliances, furniture, etc. However, generally, other products are relatively cheap. On the cost of living index, Cuba scored 68.9, meaning it is generally lower compared to many other Caribbean countries. However, it's essential to note that the Cuban economy operates differently due to government controls and limitations. Costs such as groceries, housing, and transportation can be relatively affordable. However, other costs such as internet and telecommunication services may be more limited and relatively more expensive. At number 7, we have the vibrant twin island nation in the southeastern Caribbean, that is Trinidad and Tobago. While the cost of living in Trinidad and Tobago is higher than the previous ones on our list, it also offers a higher standard of living and a wider range of amenities. Trinidad has an index score of 76.3, which is about 10% more expensive than our first country, Guyana. Due to the country's wealth of natural resources, notably oil and water, utilities such as electricity, water, and internet services are generally reasonably priced, although usage patterns and preferences can impact overall expenses. The expense comes in housing, as costs can be a significant portion of the Trinidadian salary. Jamaica is in the number 6 spot. Known for its stunning beaches, vibrant music, and warm hospitality, Jamaica offers a cost of living that varies depending on the location and lifestyle choices. Overall, the cost of living in Jamaica is moderate and cheap, but simultaneously, everything can be attained affordably. With an index score of 78, living in Jamaica is approximately 25% cheaper than living on average in the United States. However, at this point in our list, we start to see a marked difference in prices. Locally produced food items tend to be more affordable, especially in markets and smaller towns. However, imported goods and dining at upscale restaurants can be more expensive. Transportation costs can also vary depending on whether individuals choose public transport, which is on the cheaper side, versus taking taxis or owning a vehicle. Overall, with careful budgeting and prudent spending, residents can still enjoy the beauty and culture of Jamaica while managing their cost of living effectively. By the way, if you are getting value from this video, we would greatly appreciate it if you would give this video a like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for our future videos. Thank you. As we continue into the upper half of our list, we come to the expensive countries in the Caribbean, where the cost of living is relatively high. In our next spot, we come to the U.S. territory of Puerto Rico, the 5th most expensive place to live in the Caribbean. The cost of items in Puerto Rico, as you can imagine, is in line on many levels with the price of goods in the United States. As a result, the country scored 97.7 on the cost of living index, which is more in line with the rest of the United States. The cost of items such as groceries and dining out in Puerto Rico can be comparable to mainland US prices, though more or less a few dollars cheaper. However, because the average income in the country is lower, the index value more or less equals out to 97.7. Moving along to expensive countries in the Caribbean, we have the island known as the Gem of the Caribbean, Barbados at number 4. A picturesque island nation in the Caribbean, the country is considered to have a relatively high cost of living. As a popular tourist destination and a country known for its high standard of living, Barbados offers a range of amenities and services that attribute to its higher overall cost of living. With an index number of 121.5, the country is 20% more expensive than the US. There are a couple of factors that push this country so high. Housing costs in Barbados can be significant, particularly in desirable areas such as the West Coast. In addition to this, the cost of groceries and dining out in Barbados can also be relatively higher compared to some neighboring countries. While options are available to suit different budgets, imported goods tend to be a big driving force for the cost. We now break into the top 3 most expensive countries, and at the number 3 spot, we have the stunning archipelago of islands that are the Bahamas. The Bahamas offers a cost of living that can be considered very high by Caribbean standards. As a popular tourist destination and a country known for its luxury resorts and high-end lifestyle, the Bahamas presents a range of expenses that reflects its status as a premier vacation spot. With a cost of living index number of 125.7, it is quite higher than other Caribbean countries and breaks into being on the higher end of the world. The drivers of this cost at this point are more or less everything. Housing costs in the Bahamas can be significant, particularly in sought-after areas such as Nassau and Paradise Island. And while utilities including electricity, water, and internet services are generally priced at a moderate level, the cost of groceries and dining out in the Bahamas can also be relatively higher. In our number 2 spot, we have the British Overseas Territory of the Cayman Islands. Known for its stunning beaches, financial industry, and luxury tourism, the Cayman Islands offers a range of expenses that reflects its status as an upscale destination. As you can therefore imagine, the Cayman Islands has a very high cost of living number of 137.9. This places the country as the 3rd most expensive country to live in, just behind Switzerland. The driving factors in the Cayman Islands are its particularly high housing costs. Housing costs in the Cayman Islands can be expensive, particularly in popular areas such as Georgetown and 7 Mile Beach. The country's notoriety as a place for the rich to hide wealth means there is also a high standard of amenities as well, including luxury shops and restaurants. Maybe this justifies the costs? And finally, we come to the most expensive country and the one with the highest cost of living. Bermuda took the top spot at number 1 as the most expensive place to live in the Caribbean. Actually, the stunning island territory in the North Atlantic Ocean offers a cost of living that is very high, if not the highest in the world. Known for its pink sand beaches, vibrant culture, and an offshore financial industry, Bermuda presents a range of expenses that reflect its status as a prosperous destination. With a cost of living index of 157.6, it is almost 60% more expensive when compared to the United States. But what makes the most expensive Caribbean country expensive? Well, housing costs in Bermuda are by far the biggest driver. With limited availability and high demand, the price to buy or rent on the island is very high, especially compared to the rest of the Caribbean. In addition to housing, groceries, and other similarly imported goods are also relatively expensive. Additionally, transportation costs are also expensive, particularly fuel and vehicle ownership. But despite these higher expenses, Bermuda offers a unique blend of natural beauty, a vibrant social scene, and economic opportunities, attracting affluent residents and visitors seeking a high-quality lifestyle in a picturesque setting. In conclusion, the Caribbean is a region of diverse and captivating destinations, each offering its own unique cost of living. While some countries in the Caribbean present a higher cost of living compared to others, it is essential to consider factors such as location, housing, utilities, groceries, and lifestyle choices when assessing expenses. Despite the variations in costs, the Caribbean continues to attract residents and visitors with its stunning natural beauty, rich cultural heritage, and warm hospitality. Whether it's the affordable cost of living in countries like Guyana or the higher expenses in destinations like Bermuda, proper financial planning and budgeting are crucial to navigating the cost of living effectively. With careful consideration of individual budgets and income levels, individuals can find a balance between enjoying the Caribbean's enchanting offerings and managing their expenses. Ultimately, the allure of the Caribbean lies not only in its idyllic landscapes, but also in the vibrant lifestyle and experiences that can be embraced within the means of each individual. What are your experiences with the cost of living in the Caribbean? We would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Check out this video on strongest and most powerful Caribbean currencies. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share our channel with others, and turn on the notification bell for our next video as we explore the Caribbean together. See you in the next video. This is J-irie Caribbean.